Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this reading, I'm going to be using my Sirian Starseed tarot cards. And I have to admit, I haven't used these cards for a while, and I love how big they are. They're just huge. So before I get into the reading, I want to let you know about my upcoming webinar. It's called Awaken Your Psychic Self. And it's a webinar for those of you who would like to develop your intuition and psychic ability. So I'm going to put the link in the description of this video if you're interested, and you can check that out. It's going to be on July 31st. Okay, so I'll get into the reading. So I'm going to start with the first card, which represents Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. Okay, so we've got 3 of chalices, and I realize that you can probably see my reflection in the cards. So we're starting off the week with 3 of cups, or 3 of chalices, and 3 of chalices represents getting together with friends, things like, you know, particular celebrations like birthdays, weddings, maybe engagement parties, baby showers, or just celebrating some kind of milestone, maybe an anniversary, or celebrating some kind of achievement or something like that. So we're starting off the week with this wonderful energy of celebration and really just fun. Like, I feel like it's a really light kind of energy. So I feel like the task, or the goal for us for this week is to find the joy in things and find the fun in things, and kind of have that as your focus for this week. Feeling more joyful, having fun, you know, doing activities that you feel are enjoyable, lighthearted, but also connecting with friends, if that's something you feel called to do this week. Okay, so moving on to the middle of the week. Oh, I love this card. Okay, so this is the Great Wheel, which in like a traditional sort of Rider-Waite deck, I believe this card is the Wheel of Fortune. So we have the Great Wheel, and what's interesting, what I'm noticing here is there's, if you look closely, this is a drawing of a snake swallowing its own tail, which is called a, I'm going to pronounce this wrong probably, but I think it's called an Ouroboros or Ouroboros. So the symbol of the snake swallowing its own tail is a symbol of infinity and infinity, regeneration, and kind of that cycle of life and death and rebirth. So the theme here, I believe, is cycles, and I want to try to make this accessible and make sense for our daily lives. The Great Wheel can come up for us when things are starting to maybe feel a little bit repetitive or monotonous. So it might feel like, you know, your life is starting to get kind of dull, a little bit repetitive. It can also come up for us when we need to be reminded when we need to be reminded to stay centered. There's a tendency when you're, you know, living your life, there's a tendency to get sort of pulled into things. So getting pulled into maybe other people's drama or your own drama, or getting hung up on your feelings, getting obsessed with things, getting, you know, maybe depressed or really excited, or you know, putting a lot of energy into the future or the past. All of these things can kind of pull us away from ourselves, away from our center, and make us feel a little bit unbalanced, like we can be kind of knocked off course. So this card has come up to kind of remind us to stay centered and stay centered within ourselves. And we do that by detaching from things as much as we, you know, possibly can. So detaching from the outcome of things, and maybe detaching a little bit from, you know, the future. I think a lot of us, will think a lot about the future and what's in store and how we can make things happen. Maybe detaching a little bit from that, detaching a little bit from the past, and detaching, I think, also from all the things that you use to identify yourself. So, your personality, your characteristics, your likes, your dislikes, your hobbies, your career, money, family, etc. Detaching from those things. And when I say detach, I don't mean pretending that they aren't important, but I mean searching deeper within yourself for that feeling of being at peace and being centered, and not putting so much importance on some of the outer things in our lives, because we're much more than our families and our careers and etc. etc. So just being kind of staying centered amidst change and everything. So, and again, actually, I just said change. I feel like this card does symbolize change, and I think in the beginning I said it can symbolize feeling like things aren't changing or feeling like things are monotonous. And the flip side is it can actually signify that change is coming and change is near. And then as we get to the end of the week and the weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got 5 of Flames. So this would be 5 of Wands in a traditional tarot deck. Now, 5 of Flames, it's to me, a very passionate card, and I feel like this is symbolizing a group of people coming together for a common cause. And 5 of Flames can sometimes symbolize conflict of some sort, like a bunch of people coming together but everyone having different opinions and ideas of how things should be carried out. So there's a lot of maybe arguing and competitiveness and etc. etc. But I actually get the sense that this doesn't mean conflict for us this weekend. I feel like this is about people coming together for a common cause of some sort, something that everyone feels equally passionate about. And for some reason I'm getting this image of like a protest, or not necessarily a protest, but a fundraising or some kind of an event that is about something that everyone feels quite passionate about. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to take a step back and see if I'm getting anything else from these cards. I actually get a real sense like there's a theme of, I feel like this week is going to be more social than other weeks have been. Just with the 3 of Cups, it's about celebration, coming together for, celebrations of sorts. And then 5 of Flames, I said that's people coming together for a common cause. So I feel like this is, the theme of this week, I think, is as networking and connecting with other people, especially other people who are, like-minded, and that we have things in common with. So I feel like the theme this week is connection. And yet, even though this is a social week for us and we're going to be doing a lot of interacting with other people, it's important, and this is signified by the Great Wheel, it's important to stay centered within ourselves and to not get pulled out of ourselves, or if we do happen to get pulled out of ourselves, to kind of regroup, recenter, and just take a minute to kind of recenter ourselves. I feel like ultimately, well, I said the theme is, connecting with others and etc., etc., but I think also the theme is change. And ultimately, it's about creating change this week through our interactions and connections with others. So we can definitely create change all on our own, but it's going to be more powerful when we do it with other people. When we maybe share our visions of change or what we're wanting to happen, and when we take that time to connect with other people who have similar visions, we can feel so much more powerful and supported when we do that. So please feel free to share your own interpretations in the comments below. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found this reading helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful week. My name is Kate, and I'm from dailytarotgirl.com.